General Hospital will reveal exciting developments on Thursday, January 23, 2025. First, Laura feels a chill run down her spine as she sees Sidwell appear on the streets of Port Charles. The criminal who caused her such horrific trauma in the past is now standing right in front of her, like a ghost evoking painful memories. The image of Lucky being kidnapped, the panic-stricken face of her son when he was imprisoned, and her desperate attempts to save him flash through her mind like a reverse film reel. It doesn't stop there. Sidwell once targeted Sasha, an action Laura knows was aimed directly at the unity of those she loves. His presence in Port Charles is no accident, and Laura senses that danger is lurking in the city she has devoted her life to protecting. She understands that this is not just a threat to her family but to everyone. Sidwell is not merely a criminal but a symbol of chaos and destruction. Watching him blend into the crowd on the street, Laura realizes she cannot wait any longer. She must act now, not just to protect her loved ones but to prevent a greater tragedy from unfolding. The weight of responsibility presses heavily on her shoulders. Port Charles has faced many upheavals, but Laura never thought this day would come, the day when she must face the enemy who once turned her life upside down. With the mindset of a leader, she tells herself she must make the right decisions, even if it means facing Sidwell directly. She understands that any hesitation could lead to unforeseen consequences. A plan is slowly forming in her mind, but with it comes a creeping worry. Will she be able to protect everyone this time? Will the dark shadows of the past once again engulf the city she loves? These questions torment her, but they also fuel her determination to press on. Port Charles deserves peace, and Laura is determined to do everything in her power to ensure it. Second, when Lucas and Jocelyn begin to piece together the notes they've gathered, an unsettling feeling slowly overtakes them. They've spent hours comparing the list of people who have entered and exited the hospital with those who have sought out Digitalis, a drug extremely dangerous when misused. Initially, this data seemed like just numbers and names, but when they realize they all have one thing in common, horror sets in. All clues point to one name, Cyrus. The undeniable truth becomes clear when they notice a chilling coincidence. Dex and Sam both died on the exact day Cyrus appeared at the hospital. Their deaths are no longer mere accidents, they seem to be part of a dark plan that they don't fully understand. What shakes them even more is the discovery that Michael, Jocelyn's brother, also suffered an unusual heart attack when Cyrus was at the hospital. This alignment is not only suspicious but too obvious to ignore. Lucas, with his medical knowledge, realizes that Digitalis can cause symptoms similar to a heart attack if abused. Meanwhile, Jocelyn, with her sharp instincts and protective nature, begins to connect the events. Each new discovery causes their hearts to race, not only out of fear but also because of the gravity of what they're facing. If their suspicions are correct, Cyrus is not just a regular threat. He is manipulating the lives of innocent people to serve his personal agenda. Both are unable to believe what they've uncovered. A man like Cyrus, who can coldly use others' lives as pawns, is no longer just a ghost from the past but a present and imminent danger. Jocelyn feels a surge of anger when she thinks of Michael and the safety of her family, while Lucas is torn by the responsibility of exposing the truth. However, they know remaining silent is not an option. At all costs, they must find a way to confront the person behind it all, despite the fear invading their every thought. Third, Ava feels like the whole world is turning its back on her. The battle for Avery's custody has become harder than ever as she realizes there is almost no one left to stand by her side. Relationships that once gave her leverage are now closed doors. Ava tried reaching out to Alexis, someone she thought would understand her situation, but received only rejection. Laura, one of the few people she hoped might empathize, cannot help either. In her desperation, Ava realizes that Rick is the only one left willing to support her. While not an ideal choice, Rick provides her with a small glimmer of hope. Ava knows that this is not just about emotions or pride but a fight for Avery's future. She cannot allow anyone, not even Carly or Sunny, to think she's not capable of raising her daughter. But the burden doesn't stop there. Her divorce from Nicholas has plunged Ava into a financial crisis. Ongoing lawsuits over asset division have left her drained, not only financially but also mentally. Ava, once strong and proud, now faces the prospect of begging for help from people she once considered friends. Her struggles and loneliness make Ava feel like she is standing on the edge. However, Ava is not one to give up easily. Despite everything being against her, she quietly plots her next moves. She knows this battle is not just to regain Avery's custody or resolve financial issues. It is also a way to prove that she can still stand tall, despite all the hardships. In her heart, Ava vows she will not let anyone, whether Nicholas, Carly, or any other force, take away her right to be a mother and to control her own life. Fourth, Cody is feeling down. In his mind, the red numbers keep spinning, reminding him of the large sum of money he lost during a brief moment of impulse at the gambling table. He had promised himself that the money would go toward buying back the farm from his hometown, where he grew up and dreamed of one day restoring. But now, that dream seems further away than ever. In his desperation, Cody decides to turn to Mac, someone he rarely shares with but who he feels is a reliable support. Walking into Mac's office, he senses the man's serious yet warm demeanor. Cody sits down and quietly recounts his failure, each word feeling like a confession of weakness. He openly talks about his regret, sadness, and the helplessness of watching his dream slip away. Mac listens without interrupting, but his gaze says it all. It is the gaze of a father, both disappointed and determined not to let his child sink further into mistakes. Once Cody finishes, Mac places a hand on his shoulder, his voice steady but firm. He doesn't offer soft words of comfort, instead, he gives a stern reminder that life doesn't have room for impulsive decisions, and mistakes must be rectified, not just with apologies but with concrete actions. Mac doesn't forget to encourage Cody. He reminds him that he is not alone in this journey. Despite the failure, he still has a chance to start over, but only if he truly changes his perspective. Mac even offers to help Cody find a more stable job and creates a specific plan to help him slowly regain what he has lost. Mac wants Cody to understand that his love is not indulgence but guidance to help him grow. Though Cody leaves the conversation feeling heavy-hearted, he feels a small light in his chest. Mac's strictness doesn't make him feel criticized, instead, he feels the love and expectations Mac has for him. Cody tells himself he won't let Mac down and will find a way to make the dream of buying back the farm a reality, no matter how difficult the path ahead may be. Finally, Sonny sits quietly in the dark room, the light from the window filtering through the heavy curtains. His heart condition seems to have not only taken away his health but also worn down his spirit. Sonny, once strong and unyielding, now feels like a shadow of his former self. The fear of losing time with Michael, the son he has always loved and been proud of, makes him push everyone away. He doesn't want them to see him weak, doesn't want anyone to witness a Sonny Corinthos who is no longer resilient. Yet Natalia, somehow, has broken through the wall he has built. While everyone else has been pushed away, she has remained patient. She doesn't rush in or force him to open up, but simply stays by his side, quietly waiting. Natalia knows that Sonny doesn't need empty words of comfort or pity. He needs someone who truly understands the pain he's carrying. When Sonny finally lets Natalia into the room, she sits beside him, saying nothing at first. Her silence is not awkward but warm, a message that she is here whenever he is ready. Natalia gently takes Sonny's hand, feeling both the strength and the exhaustion in his grip. She reminds him that no matter how tough life gets, he is still the father Michael admires and loves. Natalia doesn't just speak of the present, she stirs up beautiful memories of Michael, times they played ball together, the funny stories Michael used to tell as a child, and all the moments Sonny proudly celebrated his son's successes. She helps him remember how important his presence in Michael's life is, even in the small moments. Sonny goes quiet at Natalia's words, and for the first time in many days, he doesn't feel alone. Her calmness and patience have soothed the anxiety within him. Though his heart is weakening, Natalia has made him realize that love and family connections are things that can never be defeated, not even by illness. In that moment, Sonny knows he can rely on Natalia, and he begins to believe that he can face this challenge, not just for himself but for Michael and everyone he loves.